Hi friends, today we are going to see about cell cycle. So I think most of you know about what are the phases of cell cycle and what is happening in cell cycle. It is nothing but a single cell has to convert or it has to duplicate into two daughter cells. This is the cell cycle. Then again these two daughter cells will undergo cell cycle phases and produce another two cells. So this cycle will continues. This is called cell cycle. So for this cycle to happen, we have some three phases. That is, single cell has to undergo three phases. That is called first interphase. So after interphase, it will enter mitotic phase. So after mitosis, it will enter to cytokinesis. So after this, it will produce two daughter cell. This again continues the cycle with interphase, mitosis and cytokinesis. So this will continue. So this is what I have explained here: cell cycle, interphase, mitosis, cytokinesis. So what is interphase? So interphase has some four phases, that is G0, G1, S phase and G2. So what is happening mainly in interphases? The cell growth is happening. One cell will be enlarging or it will be producing more of their growth factors and other enzymes which is needed for their future nuclear division, which is going to happen with mitosis. So that kind of growth will happen in interphase. So once interphase is over, the cell will be ready with their growth factors and enzymes which is needed for their nuclear division. Then it comes the M phase, which is called as mitosis. So in mitosis we have different stages, which is prophase, metaphase, prometaphase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So at the end of this telophase, we will have a cell with two nucleus. It will be like this. Okay, in prophase we are going to start a single cell with nuclear division is going to happen. So after the progression, it will produce cells with two different nucleus, but the cell has not yet separated. So now this has to separate, that is our cytoplasm has to separate. This is cytoplasm, yes or no? So in this, the cell has to separate into two different or two separate daughter cells. So next comes the cytokinesis. So cytokinesis is division of cytoplasm. So this kind of cell, this furrow will further enlarge till it touches both the ends. Once it has touched, it will become two separated daughter cells. So all this is together called as single cell cycle. Then this cycle continues again and again. So first we will see interphase. So interphase, we already said we have G0, G1, S and G2 phase. Let us see what is happening in each of these phases. Since it is a cycle, it has to be mentioned as a cyclic form, because after mitosis again the two daughter cells will continue with again G0, G1 phases. So it will be continuing. So now here you can see a short notes for interphases, what are happening in what phases. So first we will start with G1, because I will tell what is G0 after G1. So G1 is nothing but a growth phase. That is, it is a preparation time for DNA synthesis. Not only DNA synthesis, for RNA synthesis and protein synthesis. Everything preparation will be going to happen in the G1 phase of interphase. So how long a cell will be in G1? That will depends upon cell to cell. If it is an embryonic cell, it has to spend very less time in G1. Why? Because it has to continuously grow up to enter into S phase for replication, and then it has to enter into G2 for nuclear division, and then it will enter into mitotic phase. But whereas in case of a mature cell, which is no need of separating again and again, it will permanently settle in this G1 phase. But if a cell has to produce more of daughter cell, it has to enter into other part of the cell cycle. So they will spend very less time. That is what explained here. It is embryonic cell, it will be very less time in G1. But in case of a matured cell, then it will be stay permanently in G1 phase. But here there is a very important point which is called as a restriction point. This is very important in G1. So what is this restriction point? Whatever the cells which are entering into G1 cannot enter into S phase directly. It has some checkpoints. Those checkpoints will check whether we have adequate growth factors are present, adequate enzymes are present for their further DNA synthesis in S phase. What will happen if this checkpoint is not there? Sometimes the mutated cell which will be lacking the growth factors or lacking the enzymes, it will enter into S phase and the DNA synthesis will not be proper, and if it is not proper, it will lead to a mutated DNA causing diseases. So there will be a restriction point or a checkpoint in G1 phase. It will check whether adequate growth factors are present for DNA synthesis. So once it has been prepared, it will enter into S phase. So before going into S phase, I have to tell what is G0. So G0 is nothing but G1 is growth phase. Then G0 means the cells which will be staying in the G0 phase as rest. It means those cells which do not want to go for DNA synthesis, then they will be staying in G0, or some cells which can enter into DNA synthesis only after upon some stimulation. Till that stimulation, it has to be in some phase that should not grow up and it should not enter into DNA synthesis also. So it should be in an inactive state or a resting state. So those cells will come under G0 phase. So whichever cell which has to multiply continuously, it will enter into S phase. So now we will see what is happening in S phase. As we already said, S is for synthesis. So what it is synthesizing? DNA synthesis is happening. So the DNA synthesis is called DNA replication. The DNA replication will occur in S phase. So this is very important MCQ. So the replication will occur in the S phase. So how long it can stay in S phase? One cell can stay. The maximum hour is 6 hours. So within 6 hours, our DNA has to be replicated. That's why we have multiple replication forks which is created in DNA replication synthesis time. So what it will happen in a double stranded DNA, it will produce multiple replication fork or multiple site for new strand to synthesize. Hence within 6 hours a full strand will be synthesized. So this is what happening in S phase. So next we are going to G2. Once DNA replication has been done and once the 6 hours has been completed, it has to enter into next stage, that is G2. So G2 is nothing but a time gap between S phase and entering into M phase. M phase is mitosis phase. So this is the time for preparation of nuclear division. So in mitosis, we already know the nuclear components is going to be separated into two. That is, it is going to produce two chromosomes, two daughter nucleus. So those preparation will happen in G2 phase. So this is very important point. Next, it has one checkpoint. So what it will do in G2 checkpoint? So the synthesis has already done. DNA replication has already completed in S phase. So those cells which are coming into G2, it will check whether the DNA synthesis is completed and it is correct. Whether the synthesis of new strands are correct or pairing to their parent strand and it has been completed and correct one. So this will also check the nuclear integrity. So once all these are corrected or all this is correct, then the cell can enter into the mitosis phase for nuclear division. So in mitosis, there is a prophase, prometaphase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase stages. So the maximum time for nuclear division which is occurring in mitosis is 1 hour. So within 1 hour, all these stages will be covered and two daughter nucleus can be produced at the end of mitosis. But only after cytokinesis, two daughter cells can be produced. So let us see mitosis now. So here it is interphase G1S and G2. Now it is entering into mitosis. So this is M phase, which is mitosis. So here first part is prophase. So what is happening with the prophase? Here you can see a cell with intact nuclear membrane. So I have just enlarged it to show that the nuclear membrane is intact in prophase, but inside the nucleus we have the nucleolus that will be disrupted. So that is the important point. We have intact nuclear membrane, but nucleolus is disrupted. So what will happen with intact nuclear membrane and the chromosomes? So we know this is the chromosomes. So chromosomes have chromatids. So these chromatids are joined together by centromere. So in centromere we have two pairs of kinetochore. So the function of all this we will see later in this different phases of mitosis. That is nothing but it is going to attach to mitotic spindle and it will pull both the ends apart. So that is the function for kinetochore. So in first phase, that is prophase, our nuclear membrane will be intact but the nucleolus will be disrupted. So here you can see nuclear membrane with chromosomes, but towards the top pole we have the mitotic spindle and centrosomes. So what will happen in the next stage, that is prometaphase. Now it can be a prior stage to metaphase also. That's why it is called prometaphase. In prometaphase, the mitotic spindle will come to the center and it will be binding to the centromere and it is trying to pull the chromosomes. So but in this stage this mitotic spindle has entered here, so our nuclear envelope has already disrupted and this microtubule is pushing or attached to the chromosomes and it is pulling them apart. So this is what happening with prometaphase. Then what is happening with metaphase? Since the mitotic spindle is attached to the centromere and it is pulling the chromosomes apart, all these chromosomes will form a straight line in the center of the cell. So this is what happening in metaphase, that is the chromosome or chromatids all will be aligned at the equator pole at the center of the cell, which is called as metaphase plate. So if we are going to use any microtubule inhibitors, those cells will be arrested in the metaphase. Let us see what are those inhibitors or the drugs which is responsible for this in the later videos. So this is very important point. The chromatids which is aligned at the equator is called metaphase plate. So what is the important of this stage of mitosis? What is going to happen? Karyotyping. We already know to find out the chromosomes we will be doing karyotyping, which is a definitive test. So for karyotyping analysis we need a cell which is in metaphase stage. In metaphase stage we are going to see the karyotyping of the cells. So next, after the cell chromatids has been arranged at the center, the next stage is called anaphase. So what it happens? So here you can see the mitotic spindle which is attached to the centromere. Now it will break a single chromosome into two chromatids. So the centromere is cut into two by mitotic spindle, hence one half will be here and one half will be here along with their pair of kinetochores. So now what will happen? So now this separated chromatids is pulled by the microtubules in different direction. So it will go further apart from the center. So one half will enter into one cell, the other half will enter into another cell. This pulling is happening because of mitotic spindle. So once it has been happened, this chromatids will be enveloped by a nuclear envelope and hence we have two nucleus and the kinetochore and microtubules will be coming outside and they will be towards their top pole as usual in their original position, and two nucleus with chromatids has been arranged. So we know if one chromatid is there, it will can produce their sister chromatids, that is replication. So once replication occurred, a completed two nucleus can be produced. So till telophase our mitosis is completed, that is the nuclear division. So the nuclear division is completed. Once nuclear division is completed, the cell has to separate into two daughter cells. For that, the cytoplasm has also to be separated. So for a cytoplasm to separate, we have the actin filament which is present in the cell membrane. It will contract. So once it is going to contract, this furrow will deepen further and further, and it will produce two daughter cells. So this is what happening with cytokinesis, that is division of two cytoplasm. The actin contraction will occur, and hence the cleavage furrow will deepen, and the membrane will fuse together to produce two daughter cells. Hence, with this, our cell cycle, a single cell cycle completes. So now this two daughter cell will again enter into the cell cycle with the interphase, mitosis, cytokinesis, and produce two further daughter cells, and hence this cycle continues. So this is the basic of cell cycle. So in next video we will see about the regulation of the cell cycle. Thank you.